morning and welcome to Morning Matters. This morning we have a treat for you. A treat that none of us could have anticipated, especially not me, because I did a States. And when I did a States, I'm not sure who I want to run into. So the story goes, I went to see Miss Sandra and then walked through Miss Sandra door, one of Belize's favorite athletes. A lot of you may not remember Althea Moses because you're too young to remember her. She probably will not be in your circle, but your parents can tell you about Althea Moses. And people around my age that have better memory than me can tell you about Althea Moses. So if you want to know about one of the Caribbean's greatest athletes, today you have a treat. Althea Moses is sitting in with me this morning. Althea, it's such a pleasure to have you in here this morning.
Thank you, Rhonda. It's a pleasure and an honor to be on your show.
It's so good to have you. Tell us a little bit about you.
A little bit. Where do I begin? Well, I was born in Belize over 4 decades ago to Carol Gilharry and Rudolph Moses. And I grew up in Belize for my first 10 years of my life. And
okay.
we migrated to Belize. My mother and I and my sisters migrated to, from Belize to Los Angeles in 1980. And we've been living here in America since then, but I go back and forth because my father still lived there, but he passed last year. And that was the last time I was in Belize.
Well, sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Yeah. How did you get involved in track and field?
All right. Well, I used to run all over Belize. It really started in Belize because my mother had, she was a housewife, and she was very business-minded, wanted her own money. So she started making bread and bun and Ideal and the other kind of treats Belizeans love. And she also sewed. She was a great seamstress. And so she would send me to the store to market all the time to buy the ingredients and buy the material and the thread and, you know, whatever she needed because I was her oldest child. So I did a lot of running back and forth to the market, and even in the neighborhood, I would run with the boys.
You would physically run to the store?
Yes.
You wouldn't walk to the store?
Well, I was full of energy.
Okay.
And I just like running. And so that's where my running started in Belize. And then when I came to America and I was in PE in junior high school, I was very, very active, participating in all the different sports. And running was my favorite. I did well with that, beating the boys. And then when I went to high school, my 9th grade year, I was playing basketball, and after basketball season ended, I decided I didn't want to be just sitting around the neighborhood idling myself. So I went out for the track team. And I found out, my coach found out that I was very talented with running long distances, so I ran the 800 meters. I did the triple jump, and I did the relays. And I excelled in the triple jump, I excelled in the 800 meters so much that I won the Junior Olympic gold medal in the triple jump in 1987. And I also won the state championship in California for the triple jump my senior year in 1988. And I was highly recruited by many U.S. colleges because I had the 3rd best triple jump mark in the country.
Wow.
In 88. And so I had many offers for full scholarships, so I accepted the UCLA track scholarship.
Well done.
Yes, thank you.
I tell you, you know, and that is, that's a story that we would not necessarily hear in Belize because we don't get to see you enough in Belize.
That's
but
right.
It's good that you're here sharing it with us. And I think what it helps to do is to give other young athletes the hope. Because, you know, Belizeans and Caribbean people, we always walking, we're running, we're doing all sorts of things, but we don't know our capability because we never test it.
That's right.
You know, you must send you to the store 5 times because she says, buy bread, come back home. Buy a pound of sugar, come back home. Oh gosh, I forget the eggs.
That's right.
What's up with that?
And you run and go do it because if you don't do it and come back in a timely fashion, you won't get on lashing.
You're in a trouble. So your parents raised a track star without even knowing.
Yeah.
Inadvertently. Well done.
That's right,
Well
Rhonda.
done, well
That's
done.
right.
And since then, what have you been doing?
I also want to add that in the 1996 games, after I graduated from UCLA in '93, I continued training here in Los Angeles, and I competed in the triple jump in the 1996 Olympic Games for my sweet home Belize.
Tell us how you did.
Yes, it was fun. In Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah. What was that like for you? The experience?
I believe it was the greatest event of my life, the greatest, in terms of a big, big event that I prepared for. 13 years. It was amazing meeting so many athletes. You know, each country sends their best, and I was one of Belize's best. We only sent 5 at the time, and there were 3 track athletes, myself included. It was really amazing. Free food 24/7. They had a McDonald's in the Olympic Village. You can go there 24/7 and get free Big Macs after my competition, of course.
Yes,
so.
yes. How did it work out for you?
I believe I placed 12th in my flight, because they had two flights, so 2 sessions, because there's so many athletes. And overall, I believe it was 20-something.
Well done.
In the world.
Take that.
But Belize is best. Belize is best.
And I would imagine you are still one of Belize's best, because we haven't heard anything greater than that since then.
Well, I've checked the internet for my stats, and I am still the Belize national record holder in the triple jump.
Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for stopping in this morning. What are you up to now? Because it don't look like you aged much from 1996 till now. You not gain no pounds. You not grow no taller. So where to do? What are the secrets?
Where to do? Well, I'm still exercising, and I'm also training people. So it keeps me looking healthy, not looking healthy, feeling healthy, and it keeps me in shape, because I do personal training. I'm a fitness consultant. Also, health consultant, because I teach people how to make healthy choices so they can have healthier, active lifestyles.
I need that. I need to know how to make healthy choices, because every day I wake up excited, right? I said, today I'm going to drink 1 teaspoon of vinegar. This is my plan. Because I read somewhere that if I drink a teaspoon of vinegar, it help with my appetite, and somewhere down the road it will cause me not to gain so much weight.
Is it working?
You know, I don't know if I drink the teaspoon of vinegar and then I go eat 2 boiled eggs, and then I eat rice and beans, and then I eat everything else that pass. I think the vinegar not work.
And not it work? Well, only you know if it's not working, because you see your body every day, afternoon and night.
Tell us for somebody that's at home, because I like to go with the basic person that's not seeking out maybe a trainer just yet, but they would want to make one simple step to maybe lose 5 pounds in a month, per se. What would be one of the simple things that they can do to get themselves started? And I believe that once they get themselves started, then they say, hey, I'm ready for the gym now.
Okay, that's a good question. I think the simplest thing to do is to find out, well, dietary intake, because it's about calorie intake and calorie expenditure. How much calories you're putting in and how many calories you're burning. So once they know that there's a certain amount of calories they should be eating per day, then that will determine if they should eat less of it or a little bit more. Once you know that, you're empowered to make healthier choices. Or if you're choosing not to make all the healthier choices as yet, you can take one thing and replace it. So if you're having too much, having a cup of rice and beans for tea and dinner tea, then you cut it in half.
True.
Because a cup of cooked white rice alone is over 200 calories.
And if you're not doing nothing for exercise it off, like you're not left the couch, you just eat the rice and beans and go watch TV.
You're not burning the calories you put in. And so you have to burn calories in order to get energy. And the excess calories that your body doesn't use, it creates fat cells, so your body stores that extra calories for future famine. And as we know,
there's no future famine here. We're always eating.
We're always eating. We have access to food. And so that's where I believe people should start, knowing how many calories they need just to survive every day, and then they can adjust. If they're trying to lose weight, then they will, for example, for me, I need about 1,400 calories just to survive. And when I say that, based on research, we all need, just as we lay down, we all need calories just to survive. And we need calories to breathe in and out, to digest our food, to maintain our body temperature, our blood pressure. And so for me, I need about 1,400. Just to survive, Rhonda, just to survive.
Then that will not include nothing else.
That's right. If you're just laying down in your bed, I need about 1,400 calories just to survive. And that's based on an equation called the Hamwe equation. That's your ideal, it's based on your ideal body weight. You can Google all of this stuff. I did the
Yes.
research, I wrote a book, and that's why I know these
Where
things.
can people find your book?
I haven't finished it yet. I'm in the second draft.
Well, good, because we will need that. I will have to put that right next to my Bible, okay?
Thank you for that. It's coming soon. I have to finish the second draft.
Whenever it comes, let me know,
I
because
will.
I'm sure that people, and mostly like Caribbean people like myself, we can't live without rice.
Yes, yes.
It seems that we can't live without rice, and we can't live without tortilla or fried jack or some form of law. If we don't get that, I'll take my 1,400 calories in a rice. Give me a cup of rice and I'll be fine for the day.
See, you can still have your 1,400 calories
Yes.
because you need it just to survive.
Yes.
But if you want to lose weight, then you would not go past the 1,400 because you got what you need to
I don't
survive.
have this
You know what
extra
I
way
mean?
to carry around.
But if you want to gain weight, then you would eat a little bit more than 1,400. Okay, so once you know that, you're so empowered
That is good to know.
choose whatever, whether it's junk, if the calories are coming from junk food or the calories are coming from healthy foods. Calories are calories. The body doesn't distinguish if it's fat calories, carb calories, or alcohol calories. It doesn't distinguish. It needs calories just to survive.
Wow. Althea, for somebody that's watching that would like to utilize your service or your expertise, just get in contact with Althea, because I may always want to meet Althea. How can people find you?
Thanks for asking. Well, I have a website, altheam.com. Althea, my first name, Althea, M as in Moses.com. Pretty simple.
Okay.
And all of my contact information is on my website.
So if somebody wants to get a trainer, or if they want to just maybe find out when your book's coming out,
They can go to my
there?
website, definitely. And on my website, I have services, I have products, I have blog, I have testimonials, I have press, the things I've been doing in the community. It's all there.
Well, I'll tell you, I
my
will have
website.
to go to that site. This was definitely a surprise meeting, so I am not well equipped on this meeting, but this will not be our last meeting. But before I let you get up out of here, because I know you have someplace else to go, I have to ask you a few matters. Morning Matters is a place where people send in their matters. They send the questions, we ask them.
All right.
The other day, I had a question, and I will ask it again for the benefit of the person that sent it in. Her issue was that she's gained a lot of weight, and her husband is always badgering her. She wanted to know how to deal with that. I said leave him because it's not worth your hassle, but maybe you will have a better option.
Woo! Okay, that is the morning matter.
Yep.
Her husband she's gaining weight and her husband is badgering her about
Yes.
losing it?
Yes, like he's, I can't find, because I normally delete them after I read them.
All right.
But it was like, he's complaining about her weight. Oh, he said to her, if she doesn't lose the weight, he will go.
Oh, that's too bad. So I would tell her it's his loss. It's his loss if he goes.
Because you can gain weight and you can lose
Yes.
weight, but your personality is the most important
Yes, yes. So
thing. All
it's-
right.
it's
Now
his
that we got
loss.
that weight one out of the way. This one says, morning, I have my husband, but he treat me bad. I talk to, wait. Morning, I have my husband and he treat me bad. I talk to an inmate in prison. He tell me to give him a chance and he will treat me the way a woman should be treated. Wait. You got in a jail for look for one man with in a jail, Althea? Have the sweetest things to say. He have time all day for talk.
I agree. So what is the matter?
She wants to know, she's comparing the man in jail that's saying that he will treat her well to the man that's out here that's not treating her well.
Oh.
She wants to know which one to choose, kind of thing. None of them. None of them. The man in jail, leave him alone. Let him lose your number because he's liability. Not that he is in jail, because I always clarify and say, sometimes wrong people go to jail. Like, you go to jail sometimes not... You don't necessarily have to be guilty to be in jail. That happens sometimes. There is some form of injustice. But if you have to find yourself in a place like that, then you have to work on you. Strengthen your own magnet. Disassociate from the man that you have. If he's not treating you good, first you have to examine yourself, because sometimes we just can't be satisfied. I say when you have a problem, start with yourself.
You have to. You have to. And you have to start with loving yourself first. If you don't love yourself, how can you love others?
Yes.
It's hard. I think it's difficult if we don't love ourselves first. And I had this issue in my 20s and my teens, because I grew up in Belize where my father did abuse my mother, and that's how we came to America. He was very abusive, and after 10 years, she decided to leave. And so I grew up seeing that kind of treatment of how my father mistreated my mother, and decided that I wouldn't have a man mistreat me like that. And so, but I ended up attracting those kind of men anyway in my 20s. But when I turned 30 and I started trying to figure out I started looking at me. Is it me? Started questioning, what do I need to change? What is it that's making me attract these type of men? And I decided to start reading self-help books, including the Bible. And that's when I realized that I'm loved, I'm very loved, and I am loved because of who lives within me, and because of my faith. And I started to change the way I carry myself, the way I spoke, the way I treated people. And it has helped me a lot in the past almost 20 years now, loving myself first.
And I'm glad that you chose to share that with us, because a lot of people don't know how to take responsibility for where they are. We say that but the man not come unless we allow him to come into our space. The man not just come out of thin air unless he broke down the door and come inside. But it's true. Oh, well, he treat me bad or she treat me bad. But you said, we find ourselves kind of finding the same kinds of people because we have the same disease or sickness or ailment, and we find a way to kind of quiet it in those short times.
Good point.
You know, so we have to take full responsibility. What were some of the things some of the initial things that you did to escape those relationships?
Well, I said no. After trying to make it work my way, I would just say no, thank you, and I would move on. So eventually, I got so tired, I was so miserable in several of them that I just said no, and I leave. I ended and I would leave.
Was there ever a time in your life when you would say, I'm going to maybe after the second one or the third one, I'm going to try a little bit harder because I'm tired of changing. I'm tired of looking. I have to find another guy again. Did that thought ever cross your mind?
Yes, yes.
And what made you make the necessary change when that thought crossed your mind? And I ask that to hopefully somebody that's looking, that's saying, well, you know what, I had 3 men already, I have 3 children already, 3 of them beaten, but where I want to do? You know, I want you to maybe say something to her or to him, because a lot of women out there beating up men as well, that will make them realize that settling is not the answer.
Oh, that's a great, great question or statement. That's one of the things that I did realize when I turned 30, that I was settling and that I didn't have to. And I finally got to the point of loving myself, finding out who I was. Because, Rhonda, for years, those in my 20s and even in my teen years, I thought that I was what my boyfriends told me I was, that I was sexy, that I was beautiful, that I was smart, I was talented, I was this superstar athlete, you know, with getting good grades. I thought I was what these adjectives were. And when I turned 30 and I started looking at me from within and finding out who I was and whose I am, that's when I realized I was settling, and I don't have to, because I am special. I'm loved. And I've been soaring ever since.
You know, and I know you probably need to leave, but for somebody that does not understand the true concept of love, they might not understand what you mean when you say you are loved, because for them, love is, they equate love with a feeling and love with a person's face. So, like, Mary Jane might say, when I think of love, I think of my father. When I think of love, I think of my husband. But they need to understand that that is not the love that you are referring to.
No, it's not. No, it's not. The love that I'm referring to is, well, I've defined love for my own self, because as we know, throughout our lives, different things, or even people try to define love for us. And so I believe love is caring. And if I care about myself, I'm not going to harm myself or allow other people to harm me. And once I see the harm one time, I need to let them know how I feel, and let them know it shouldn't happen anymore. So love for me means caring. So when I say I love you, Rhonda, it's because I care for you and I don't want any harm to come to you.
And I have to ask you this, because a lot of times when you men and women, they find themselves in, when you grow up in an abusive home, regardless, I think a lot of Caribbean people grow up in an abusive homes and they don't even recognize that it is abusive. But when you grow up in an abusive home, you either become one of the two, or sometimes a combination of both.
Good point.
You understand?
Clearly.
And was there a time that you took on the role of the aggressor? Because it gets crazy sometimes. In the real world, it gets crazy. And if you did, what made you say, no, 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 this is not the woman I want to be. This is not the life I want to be. This burden I don't want to carry. How did you, and I'm asking you all of this, if you share, I would be more than happy. If you don't, I would respect. And I ask you this because I think that the audience that we have need as much information and as much to arm themselves with, so that they can go out and make better choices. Like, there's some girls that would say, well, he come home and slap me, but I slap him back. Then you feel that it's okay because you slapped him back. But it's not okay. It doesn't make it any less abusive. It means then that there's two abusers in the home. So
I hear your point. So since you put it as an aggressor, yes, I have been aggressive, but I've done it to defend myself. I don't hit anybody unless they hit me. And so, yes, in those relationships where it did get physical, I used my strength to defend myself. And like I said, when I turned 30, I realized I was settling, trying to make relationships that weren't working work. And when I turned 30 and realized, no, I'm loved, no one should be hurting me, and I shouldn't be hurting anyone either. I shouldn't be living like this. That's when I realized that once a man put his hand on me, that it's over. I have to move on because I'm not going to keep fighting.
it's too much work.
It's
Too much stress.
it is not a good feeling. Let's say that.
I want you to help somebody understand the importance of spending time with themselves and learning themselves. Because I would imagine for any good healing to happen, that has to be a phase that somebody has to go through.
That's correct. And I've had to choose time when relationships fail. My relationships fail with men. I take time. Sometimes I take 6 months, a year, 4 years. And it helps. It really helps because you find out so much about you when you take the time to find out what do you enjoy the most, what makes you happy. All these things are so important, but if someone is distracting you or something is distracting you, it's hard to really get to that point.
You know, I am glad that you stopped and said that, because a lot of people, I think, are afraid to be by themselves. They want a man or they want a woman because they think everybody else have one. It's like, you remember when you were young and everybody had a bicycle, you wanted one too? You know, even if you didn't know how to ride good, you wanted a bicycle.
Right.
Everybody wants a bicycle. You don't have, I always say, you don't have to have a man, you don't have to have a woman. Sometimes it is important. The reason why we find ourselves, in my opinion, in these toxic relationships is because sometimes we bring it, man or woman, we are the ones that keep carrying it. We're not brave enough to take responsibility, so we say, is them girl, we then get out the bad, or them man out the bad, or whatever. We don't spend enough time with ourselves to realize what we are carrying. And one of the only ways, in my opinion, to figure that out is to be by yourself, center your soul, quiet your soul. Like Althea says, learn to be the person that you want. And if you are the person that you want, then you will attract the right person. A friend of mine
Eventually, I
Yes.
believe you will.
Eventually you will. It is like strengthening your own magnet. You're just
Yes.
there strengthening your
Yes.
magnet peacefully, quietly, and before you know it, something show up.
Yes.
And you will know what to keep and you will know what to let go, because you're not desperate anymore.
That's right. No more settling.
No more settling. You are not a person swimming in the river just about to drown. One more matter before you go. I
All
know
right.
you want to go. Ay. Morning. This one says, what some women and girls believe is that having a child will keep a marriage, but they got it wrong, because when the man want go out go bad, he ain't going. That's true. That's true.
That's true. You can't stop them.
Man and woman, that's true. You
You cannot stop any human being from doing what they want to do.
I always say, man no hold pick in a whole man and in a whole woman. Children don't necessarily hold good relationships together. Good relationships are created because the adults that are involved want them.
They choose. That's right.
That's it. What would you say to a young person to help them to stay on their path?
Well, first they have to dream big. Dream big, because it's free to dream. So why not dream big?
Love it. Love it.
My mother was a big, big dreamer in Belize, and it rubbed off on my sisters and I. I have 4 sisters. We're all entrepreneurs here in Los Angeles, very successful. But because of the model, she dreamed big. My Panawan, she dreamed big, but she did dream big. So they fought and fought and fought about that. And so just start with dreaming big, writing down your goals, the things that you would like to accomplish in life, whether it's your career or your personal life. What do you want? Do you want to get married? You want kids? You want a teaching career or whatever? Write them down. And then you find mentors who can help you. People, if it's teaching you want to go into, find a mentor, someone who's already doing it. Because it makes sense.
It makes sense. They're already down the path.
And they can tell you what not to do. Don't make those mistakes they made. And they'll tell you the positive things to choose so that you have an easier way, go at it on the journey.
For a person out there that's in a relationship that's less than pleasing to him or her, but they feel that they have to stay because of the children. A lot of people say that, well, I want to stay because I want my daughter to have a father wrong, or I want to stay because I want my daughter to have a mother wrong, and you're taking licks. Men and women alike, you're taking abuse. What would you say to him or her?
Well, if you're taking licks, you shouldn't stay at all, because those kids are growing up seeing that's what I saw, as I mentioned earlier in this interview. I saw that, and I believe it has impacted those relationships that I had in my 20s. And it's not a good thing to stay in a relationship that is abusive. It's not healthy for the kids. It's not healthy for you.
You could end up without any limbs.
That's correct.
You know, and I always say this, and I think I've lived this to a great degree. I believe it's best to have 2 healthy parents outside of the home than 2 unhealthy parents inside of the home. So if I can be my best living across the street and your father can be his best living uptown, and you can see both of us living good lives, it's better than have us come home every evening and crying and cussing and noise, because then we are raising one dysfunctional child.
Yes.
And
I know I lived it.
But look how good you turn out.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, I have to say that the strength of a parent is really, really, depending on which parent it is, the wisdom and the strength of a parent really, really can make or break their children.
Yes, and I believe that my mother's strength, it has made myself and my 4 sisters the women of character that we are.
Well,
really are, because she refused to tolerate the abuse. She fought back, and then when she couldn't fight back anymore, the last thing that happened in 1978, he knocked her 2 front teeth out.
Oh, wow.
So she planned to get away from him, because Belize too small. It go, it come back, it bring him back. She go, it come back, he bring him back. Belize is too small because people talk, right?
But you know, you said something that's important. I know you have to go, but you said something that I think a lot of people need to understand, that leaving is not overnight. You have to plan. She planned, she strategized, she made sure, okay, I've taken a few licks. I know maybe I can do another week out of this or another month out of this, but after that, I'm done. You can't just get, that is why she kept coming back for the little times she came back, because her plan wasn't completed.
Right.
But if you not plan, you are always to come back.
Yes. So the last straw was the 2 teeth knocked out, and that's when she planned for about 1.5 years. In 1980, we got away.
Well done.
And I'm so glad she did it, because I believe we probably would have struggled and made some bad choices too in Belize. Who knows? Who knows, right?
We never made nothing. I never test to see how fast you can run. But not only that, a lot of times when you're in bad relationships, or when you're growing up in bad relationships, you find bad boyfriends, and the cycle continue and continue.
I lived it in my 20s. I did.
Because you think aggression is somewhere in.
I thought it was normal.
Yes.
I thought it was normal, but I wasn't happy. So how could this be normal and I'm unhappy?
And then sometimes you say, well, maybe I'm too fussy.
No,
you know, but
no, because I was good. I'm very loyal, and when I choose to be with one person, I am lawyer, I will treat you well because I don't want you to leave. I don't want anybody else to have you. So I will treat you the best that I can. But I'm not going to have you do otherwise. I'm not going to tolerate for long.
Althea, it's been fun.
It's been fun.
So much. I mean, this has been a good surprise for even me. I think you shared a lot with us this morning. I'm sure that our viewers benefited a lot from this. You know, I mean, you are not just, you are an ordinary woman doing extraordinary things. You came from humble beginnings. I think it for anybody that's looking at this show in their living rooms or on their computers, they're going to think, if Althea can come from those beginnings and be the woman she is today, then there is hope. You represent hope for a lot of people. And I'm sure that our Belizeans are very, very proud of you. I am sure they're Googling you right now.
I hope so, because I'm on the first page.
There you go. And how again can they find you?
AltheaM.com.
AltheaM.com. Don't forget it. The next time you see her on here, she will have her book, and you will see my Bible, and you will see her book right next to it. On that note, we're going to take a break.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure, Rhonda.
Looking for quick and easy baking? Try Grace Baking Powder. It comes in a convenient 10-gram packet. Grace Baking Powder. Great for my pancakes, waffles, fry jack, flour tortillas, muffins, waffles. Wow! How quick and easy. Grace Baking Powder. So convenient, easy to store. You love it. It's good enough and fresh whenever you need it. Another fine product brought to you by Grace. For recipes, go to gracerecipes.com. It's time for Grace. Grace, bringing good taste to life.
After you pick the place, pick up a great deal at Alamo on all kinds of vehicles for every vacation, because everyone loves a little getaway and big savings. Alamo.
Aeropost is now making shopping easier and much more convenient. You can now shop from the comfort of your own home and have your goods delivered to you with no additional cost in as little as 7 working days. No credit card? No problem. Come on down to our office at number 1 Mott Street in Belize City and we will assist you with your shopping. No order too small or large for us to ship. Be it cell phone, TV, jewelry, shoes or clothing, we have exactly what you're looking for. At Aeropost, your favorite shopping spot is only 1 click away. Aeropost. You shop, we ship, we deliver. Give us a call at 223-4349 or visit us at number 1 Mott Street in Belize City.
With the high cost of fuel these days, every fill-up can be a curiously scary experience. Rising gas prices have transformed to the point where it feels like it can cost you the shirt off your back. That's why we created Lucas fuel-saving motor oils. Their special additives increase compression and minimize friction, improving fuel mileage. With Lucas, you'll keep from losing your shirt, or even worse.
Seaboard Marine, a leader in ocean transportation, is now offering services to Belize. Offering the fastest and most reliable transit to Belize, Seaboard Marine is the #1 choice for shipping. We offer shipping of less than container loads, such as boxes, barrels, and chilled cargo, full, dry, and refrigerated containers, project cargo, heavy and special equipment, vehicles, and more. We have sailings from Canada, Houston, New Orleans, Miami, the Caribbean, Central and South America. Seaboard Marine offers the most competitive rates with a fast and dependable shipping schedule, excellent customer service, and a convenient location with plenty of parking. Visit our office, website, or call us for more information.
New Buildings Limited is the company of choice when it comes to design, fabricating, and erection of wide-span metal buildings in Belize. At New Buildings, we have a team of well-trained professionals that can produce the most innovative and durable metal structures. Be it domestic or industrial buildings, we can get it done for you. We have put together some of the most outstanding metal structures in the country. We also do estimates and consulting. Visit New Buildings in Spanish Lookout or give them a call at 631-8723 or 610-5185. New Buildings Limited, the experts when it comes to metal structures in Belize. From vineyards across the world to the heart of downtown San Ignacio, the fine wines at the Wine House are creating a buzz in both young and old alike. Located on Bluebird Street in San Ignacio, the Wine House features an excellent selection of wine and assorted cheeses. Though you may come in as strangers, the Wine House classy and casual atmosphere and friendly staff make you feel right at home. Visit the Wine House today. Welcome back to Morning Matters. Now we have the lady at the house in the house. A little while ago we were talking to Althea, and now we've been joined by Miss Sandra herself. Sandra Gillett is also another Belizean. Sandra, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great, Rhonda. It's so great to finally meet you.
Likewise, it's fun, you know, and I know when Sandra's around, there's literally something cooking. Sandra, what would you like to share about yourself with the audience?
Well, I am a Belizean, a Bande, okay. And I've been living out here for a couple of years. And I think that coming out here has made me put on another aspect to my personality that I'm sure if I was still in Belize, things would have been a little different.
Why? Because
so
I'm shy when you did at Belize?
Not necessarily that I was shy, but I guess it has to do with opportunities, and you are kind of sheltered, so you don't really open up your mind to all these different things that are there, you know, all different opportunities.
You're not in the dream big like Althea said till you reach it, then the big dreaming starts.
You know what? The truth is I've always been a dreamer.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, but you see different possibilities going to a different place, you know?
What do you do out here?
I'm in education. I'm an educator, and I was an educator in Belize. And I also worked with the government, election and boundaries. So I was a registering officer. And then my final job down there was I was an acting assistant chief elections officer.
Excellent. So people back home and say, look, Pal Sandra on TV.
Oh, yes, yes. Yesterday, actually, I was talking to a friend, and she had someone on FaceTime, and she said, do you know this lady? She said, oh, that's my teacher, you know.
Nice.
So it's good, and I do have a lot of contacts home.
Excellent. Still. So out here, you're having a little fun. You had a good time. How often do you go back?
Not as quite as often as I would like, but it's been fun. I plan to retire someday.
It's
and
true,
that
you
would
know.
be.
Where in Belize would you retire when you do, if you were to retire there?
Well, probably where the last place I lived.
In the city?
I lived in Lord's Bank.
Pleasant.
Yeah.
Just outside, just enough outside the city
Right.
for you to feel peaceful.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So that's my hope.
I don't boom girl, so I understand. Like, you know, it's just fair enough. And it's just close enough when you need something, but it's not in the chaos of the city.
I know. And you know what, as you said, boom girl, now I know that I know you. I've been looking at your face and you're familiar, and now that you said boom, yes, I'm sure. Yeah, I remember your face.
I know a boom girl. I grew up the boom, left boom when I was about 17, but yeah, boom is my home. For people that want to know how they can find Taste of Belize, where can they find you? How can people see you?
Okay, I am on YouTube. I have my shows are aired on YouTube under Sandra Gillett. And I also have a couple videos that are on True Belizean channel. Okay. Because when I first started out, I was working with Ja from True Belizean channel. And we've done a couple things together.
Okay, excellent. And for the ones that are looking at this show, on Sandra's link, you can find us at Morning Matters Belize on YouTube. Or if you live in most Caribbean countries. You can see us on our television sets. Depending on which network you're on, you can see us at 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock, midday, 6 o'clock in the evening, and 10 o'clock. Those are the repeats, but you can see us in the morning at 7 and 8 o'clock in the morning on almost any channel, not any channel, but any network in the Caribbean. We're on Guile and One Caribbean. So with those two, we have the Caribbean covered. If you're watching us in Chicago, good morning to you. Boston, New York, wherever you are looking, thank you for making Morning Matters. And
also, guys, all my Taste of Belize with the Caribbean flavors friends and, you know, friends, new friends, family, I'm glad to have you here. And today I have something interesting for Rhonda and I. We'll be making a sorrel sangria. Sorrel, you know how we have sorrel wine and
we know sorrel. We used to grow sorrel and eat sorrel.
Exactly. So I went to New York over the Christmas and I stayed with some Jamaican friends. And I know in Belize we do make sorrel, but I never had it there. And so my friend's mom, she introduced me to the sorrel. And I was like, wow, this thing is really good. I'm going to come back home and make some. And then I made it and I said, you know what? This would make a great sangria.
Yes.
So that is my new thing. This is not a recipe that I look for online or anything. This is just my own thing put together.
Perfect. I know a few friends that love sangria, some friends that love sorrel. So together that might make for a good thing.
And you know what's so good about the sorrel with the sorrel sangria? Sorrel is really good for, it helps you to lose weight. And
really?
I'm mixing it with Merlot. And that's a red wine, and that's good for losing weight too. So you know what? We have to double up on it.
And it win.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with this.
Well, Sandra, since I have you in here, we have to talk a little bit about Morning Matters. You married? Do you have children? I have to ask those basic questions to get them out the way.
No, you know what? I am happily single.
I like that you say that because some people that are single are not happy.
Oh, sheesh. You know what? I don't know if I'd give up my single. It really has to be like a big, I don't know. It really has to be something that will add to me for me to give it up.
Have you always been single? Do you have children? Have you ever been married?
No, I've never been married. I've had a few relationships, yes, but I've grown. And, you know, I'm glad I've grown. I've outgrown that type of relationship, you know. So what I'm looking for, if I don't get it, I'm happy enough without it.
For? Because right now everybody out there is saying, what's she looking for? Let me check my little black book, see if I have something she's looking for. What you looking for?
You know what? For me, respect is a big thing. I need someone that knows how to respect a woman. I need someone that's also very supportive. I'm a very supportive person. And if I can't find that, someone that's supportive, someone that will add to me, and hopefully I am here to add to them too, you know. But if it's not better than how I'm living now, I can do without it. That sounds bad, huh?
If you're no, you know, that not even sound bad. That sound real.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people, especially people that are older people, you know, that people that are in their 40s or older, feel like, oh gosh, it's a good time to start to settle. But no, this is the best time to start to live.
Yeah, I used to settle before, but now it's not settling.
No,
I'm like,
hassle?
No, it's not worth it.
Well, maybe one day Mr. Right and show up. You know.
Well, I'm not, you know, if he shows up, fine, but I'm not dying waiting. It would be nice if he came, but other than that, I'm happy.
What do you enjoy most about single life?
You know what? What I enjoy is that I have freedom, you know. I can decide I want to go here, I don't want to go there, I want to sleep all day. I want, you know, I don't have to compromise.
What is one of the things that you are most uncomfortable with where single life is concerned?
You know, sometimes there are things that I would like to go to, and because I don't want to go alone, I mightn't go. But I can always find someone that would go with me. But, you know, so that's the only thing. But most places I don't mind. You know, I have
no problem
few friends that I can.
Put on your best shoes and scrape your hair up and gone through the door. Well, I'll tell you what, we have to ask some morning matters because that's just how it is. In the next segment, we want to cook and do some morning matters. But for now, I don't know if to cook. We're in the kitchen. This segment I have to ask, oh, you know what? Before we started, we were talking about, this is a new age where people find relationships not only knocking at their door through friends, but we find a lot of our relationships online.
Oh, yeah.
It is very convenient because I could sit in my living room and get on my laptop and I could go through 20 profiles and I could say, there's 3 good-looking boys here. Let me talk to these 3. And the 3 things and one of them might say they're caring and what else? And supportive and what else?
Respectful.
And respectful. So you might start to look. I'll ask first, have you ever tried that route?
You know what? Honestly, no. But I've had a lot of entertainment on social media because I love comedy. I love things that are funny. So
people real feelings make comedy.
No. I have just an expert on people who are scam artists and not really. I have certain key things that I notice. And actually this week, maybe 2 days ago, this girl, one of my Facebook friends, she wrote me, she said, hey, you see that guy on your Facebook, he's a scam artist. He's like, she said, you know what, my niece just got scammed by a, I was like, so I text her back, I said, I know he's a scam artist. He sent me a friend request. I accepted. And as soon as I accepted, hi, how are you? That's one of the first signs I noticed when somebody, that's a scam artist, send you a friend request. As soon as you accept them, they're the first one. That, to me, that's the first sign.
Well, why you say that? They might just be excited to start communication with you.
No. Another thing, I'm just giving these out because, I mean, the lady told me that, and I have helped other people before because they've sent, I have a lot of friends, so they've sent to me and said, you know what, Sandra, this guy is asking me to come and visit him in Arizona. I remember a couple of years back. And she said, I don't know. He said he's in the Army and he's a lawyer, he's a engineer. I'm like, you know what, lady?
He's too qualified.
That man is an African scam artist, you know? I said, did you talk to him on the phone? She's like, yes, I talked to him on the phone. I said, how did he sound? She said, you know what? He said he'd been living some. I said, lady, that man is a scam artist. And then she started forwarding them emails. And I said, you know what? This is how you could tell by the detailed way an African person writes. They surely write different from an American. African? No, because actually, I'm not.
I just have to ask.
No, because I'm talking because of the way it is written. I know that is
so
what it is.
They're not from Portugal, they're not Spanish, they're generally Africans.
No, they have others. I'm not saying no, but a lot of them on Facebook, they take like a Caucasian man's photo in the Army and they put it up and they send you a friend request. One of them did that to me. And I wrote him back, I said, man, you really picked a handsome guy's picture to use. And he was upset, right? But then he blocked me and he got off, right?
Because that's how it is.
Yeah.
But I encourage people, whenever you go out to seek these things, you have to be careful. You can't, while it's easy, it is also dangerous. So when you're looking for love, make sure you look for love in the right way, like the right places. You take you don't give away money, you don't lend out money, because I always say, one time back in the day when I was on, a guy said to me, well, you know, I lost my credit card, can you send me? I said, look, if you just meet me and I'm the only person that you can ask for $200, then I don't need to be with you, because we don't even have history.
Yeah.
I've never seen you, I've never really spoken to you, and you want $200?
Yeah.
Say no. And they will tell you, they will say stuff like, oh, you are so heartless, I love you. You don't even know me to love me.
It's ridiculous.
Anyway.
And you know, I've heard a lot of people in Belize they have been scammed by these people.
I can't understand how it is possible. If somebody is asking you for money and you don't know them, the answer has to be no. Even some of the ones that you know, the answer still have to be no.
You know, I know this girl said this soldier wanted to get back home because they love
that's what they do. That's what they do.
If he's in the U.S. Army, he definitely doesn't need your money to fly him anyway. So that is
his wife that's waiting at home, or his friend, or his brother, or his mother, or his aunt, or somebody that actually knows he exists. Answer is no.
We can't be too gullible, and that's why I say you have to be happy. yourself before you can look out there and try to find somebody on the internet to make you happy.
Stop the looking, relax yourself.
Yes.
Come. I have a matter for you, Miss Sandra.
All right.
Good morning. One day I went to sleep with my boyfriend. I went to sleep at my boyfriend's house. And then we had sex. And my boyfriend leave me when we finish having sex. He says, what can I do to make he come back with me? You had sex with him and then he left you? You know, it's a sad situation, but I'll have to say one thing. Whenever you have sex with somebody, please be aware that sex is not a trading tool. It is not something to keep a man. It's not something to keep a woman. It is just it really is more than this, but to some people, it is just an act of pleasure.
Yeah.
And when it's done, it's done. So I hope you learn from it. I hope you don't try and be with him again. Don't give him more sex, because more sex to him will only mean more sex.
Yeah.
While more sex to you might mean you're trying to get him, you can't trade with sex. Leave that brother alone, because he's taking more than he's giving. He's not worth it.
Exactly. And I mean, it's not just about keeping him. You should make yourself, feel in yourself that it's not about me keeping you, but guess what? I am a keeper. So it's more about you trying to keep me, you know?
Good.
So it's, no.
No, the answer is no. Leave that alone. I live with a man for 17 years, and he have a baby with another woman, and she have other. What should I do? You live with a man for 17 years, and he has a child with another woman, and the woman that he's had the child with has other children as well, or other men. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, that's kind of difficult to understand. What does she mean? I've been with him for 17 years, and then he probably went out and had the baby in between. So what concern is it of hers if she have other kids for other men?
That is how some people are. Some people want to demean the person that their spouse went to cheat with, which makes no sense. If you've been with this man for 17 years, he's not married you, he's not giving you the respect you deserve by going out to cheat on you, the question you have to ask yourself is, why are you with him? If you don't feel that he is giving you what you deserve, then you have to realize that you are settling for what he's giving. And once you start to settle, how can you then complain?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't see what advice you could give her, you know. Like,
what I would give her is strengthen yourself. Stay away from this dude. He's gone out. He's gone too far. I would say he can be a father to the child if he has children with you or a child with you. But you have to ask yourself, I always say this, Sandra, you have to ask yourself, where I am, is this where I want to be? What am I doing to change my circumstances? And if I'm not doing nothing, then I'm settling. And if I'm okay with settling, then I must not complain about it.
Definitely.
Right? So you need to spend some time with yourself. The woman that he has the child with, water under the bridge.
Yeah, I mean,
he probably been cheating with other women, and now he have one pregnant. That will happen. If every day you go out in a construction site with no shoes on your foot, you're going to get a nail joke. It's just inevitable. And this is just what happened.
Yeah, and I mean, she's been with him for 17 years. I mean, so we don't know what has been going on.
Well, I know what has happened in 17 years. She's not been married. He's not fully committed to her. She, based on this, has been disrespected, and she continues to stay. Stop it. And I know where the think in your head. You just say, well, I don't spend 17 years. You know what worse than 17 bad years? 17 years and 1 day. That's what Dr. Phil would have said.
You know what? And I was talking to someone about that recently. Because I have friends that are older. And, you know, I had a friend that was going through a bad marriage. And it was a marriage. Her kids were all grown. And the man was really disrespectful, you know, kept any kind of demeaning thing you can think of. And I used to always say, you know what, maybe you should walk away, you know. And then she's getting older, so now she's almost 60, and then she finally left him. But, you know, it's hard. It's hard to start something new at 60.
And that is true, but I'll tell you what, and I don't recommend that people just get up and walk away. I recommend that when you are getting in a relationship, you set your standards and you do not shift. Because a lot of time, especially women, they feel like the man won't change. And while you are feeling that he will change, he is becoming more comfortable with the situation. And while and then as time go by, you say, well, no, what that we have 5 years, where I want to do? I want to just stay one little bit longer. Before you know it, it can be 20 years.
That's what
Do not settle in the beginning. Once you don't settle in the beginning, you will be fine. Be your truest self at the beginning of any relationship. A lot of people like, wait, I don't want to left man. I want to think of jealous. I know. You could think, wait, wow, when I start to date you, you will see all my color in a 1 week. Yes. And why you will see my colors in 1 week is because I don't want to trick me and I don't want to trick you.
Definitely.
If I act like I'm princess and I don't want hidden, I trick you. So now you buy pussy in a bag.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
That's true. And when you say this puss now, you don't want this puss. So when you get me, you see where to get from the beginning.
Exactly.
You decide if you want to take it or if you want to leave it. So, and the same thing I always say, when you come your truest self.
Definitely.
That way we could taper down, but we can't build back up when you come as a pretense.
Definitely. And you know what? I see that you got recently engaged, right? Yes. Congratulations, Rhonda.
Thank you.
And I see that you didn't settle, right? You waited.
I waited. I was single for a long time, and this guy to me is he's very special. He's respectful. He has all the qualities that I was looking for.
Supportive.
He's supportive. He's understanding. You know, he's not perfect.
No,
he's just as perfect as I am.
Definitely.
You understand?
Exactly.
None of us are perfect. But he has the core values that are necessary for, in my opinion, for a relationship to work. And I say, you know what? I could give this a try.
Definitely. So congrats.
Thank you.
And you were happily single, right? Before.
I was happily single. I was doing my... When he showed up, I was happily single.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and then I thought,
maybe I could be happier.
Maybe I take out my little black book and check my list. Tick, tick. Pass. Oh, okay.
All
I'll take
right.
that for you now.
Well, congrats.
Thank you. He is a gem. We're getting married soon.
All right. Well, nice. It's good to hear that.
Thank you. Yeah, and I think that is why I always say it is important for you to spend time with yourself. And because sometimes when you're busy in a bad relationship, you will not see the opportunity that needs to be there. I'm in love with this man, but I have a next man, and my keep on telling me he will kill me. Oh gosh, your mind. We gotta study your mind. Cheat. You look for somebody get dead. Either you or he or all I know. Why do you think so many people feel the need to scheme and cheat and lie and deceive and all this foolishness?
I don't know. I mean, some people, I guess they're just unfulfilled, you know, and they grow apart, you know. And if you're not in the right place, I think you will find, you know, find time to do things that you don't need to, you know. You have to be in the right place mentally, spiritually, you know, and you have to really be connected to that person and feel committed to that relationship.
But when that is happening, let's say, why don't you then just say, you know what, Tom Jones, we either fix this or forget it, as opposed to... Because I think one of the hardest things, especially for a normal woman, is to have relations with a man she's not attracted to out of obligation. Let's say your husband or your boyfriend or whatever. You're out there having relations with John, and you come home and your husband asks you for relations and you feel obligated. Why put yourself through that? Why not just sit John down and say, you know what's happening, John? This is not a work. I need something else, as opposed to go out and seek that before you grab onto something else.
Yeah, definitely. And to hear somebody say, you know what, I'm going to kill you if you leave me, that's so...
He talking, go to the police station if he say killing you before he leave, if he's going to leave you. Go to the police station. Marching down the Queen Street police station, put in your complaint and that's it. I have this guy, but I don't love him. I am with him due to our children, but I don't love him. What am I to do?
Well, this was the same thing we were talking about a little earlier, you know. That's hard. It's not good for the children. It's not good for you, you know. to stay with somebody because I'm with you because of the children. I don't love you. I mean,
You know, I think it's tough, right? But I think a lot of times our mouth says something, but our heart feels something else. I think really
Yeah,
when
that's
people
true.
say that they're with Tom Jones or Mary Jane because of the children, they're really there because they want to be there. And the children
Exactly.
is their excuse, and they don't know how to fix it, so they just kind of hang there. But I would say if that's how you feel, see if you can counsel your relationship so
Yeah.
you can live comfortable and grow back the love, because something
Yeah.
had to have happened for it to deteriorate to that place. There was a time when love existed.
Yeah.
Why not try and find a way to start that flame again? If you can't start it again and you counsel it and you do everything you can, then I say forget it. Why? Because children are not stupid, they know everything.
Exactly, you know. So I mean, you have to try and figure it out. What is it that you really want in life? You know, what is it am I looking for in this relationship?
Or in life. Suddenly you can't find that relationship and know we're about to go to a break. But before we go to the break, one more matter. I am married for 6 years. I have 3 outside relationships in the past 3 years, but still married. Will like to move on, but find it hard in these times. Am I wrong? This is from one of those Caribbean islands. Let me see.
Oh, Lord, have
473
mercy.
must be St. Lucia. This is a Lucian problem.
What? So I'm married for 6 years. I have 3 outside relationships.
In the past,
What do you want to move on
3
from?
years.
The 3 or the marriage?
He want to leave the marriage. But it's so hard in a day and times.
Oh, so that's her comfort, no?
Or his comfort. I think that if you are in a relationship, you have already left the relationship, Sandra. He has already or she has already left the relationship, because if you are married to John, there are certain things that needs to be done for that marriage to be in existence. And this kind of behavior, you're gone. I would imagine it's the financial comfort that you're looking for.
More than likely it's that.
It's the financial comfort. I would say get yourself financially well and leave the relationship, because you're not living your best life. You're living a lie.
Thank you very much. I totally agree with that, you know.
I know you
And
won't.
you know, in this time with all the diseases and everything going on, you really don't, you know.
You don't need it.
Yeah, yeah, that could be something else. But guess what?
Tell me.
I think we could finish up this conversation better with some sangria.
Kitchen, here we come. It's time for a break.
Looking for quick and easy baking? Try Grace Baking Powder. It comes in a convenient 10-gram packet. Grace Baking Powder. Great for my pancakes, waffles, fry jack, flour tortillas, muffins, waffles. Wow! How quick and easy. Grace Baking Powder. So convenient, easy to store. You love it. It's good enough and fresh whenever you need it. Another fine product brought to you by Grace. For recipes, go to gracerecipes.com. It's time for Grace. Grace, bringing good taste to life.
After you pick the place, pick up a great deal at Alamo on all kinds of vehicles for every vacation, because everyone loves a little getaway and big savings. Alamo.
Aeropost is now making shopping easier and much more convenient. You can now shop from the comfort of your own home and have your goods delivered to you with no additional cost in as little as 7 working days. No credit card? No problem. Come on down to our office at number 1 Mott Street in Belize City and we will assist you with your shopping. No order too small or large for us to ship. Be it cell phone, TV, jewelry, shoes or clothing, we have exactly what you're looking for. At Aeropost, your favorite shopping spot is only 1 click away. Aeropost, you shop, we ship, we deliver. Give us a call at 223-4349 or visit us at number 1 Mott Street in Belize City.
With the high cost of fuel these days, every fill-up can be a curiously scary experience. Rising gas prices have transformed to the point where it feels like it can cost you the shirt off your back. That's why we created Lucas fuel-saving motor oils. Their special additives increase compression and minimize friction, improving fuel mileage. With Lucas, you'll keep from losing your shirt, or even worse.
Seaboard Marine, a leader in ocean transportation, is now offering services to Belize. Offering the fastest and most reliable transit to Belize, Seaboard Marine is the #1 choice for shipping. We offer shipping of less than container loads, such as boxes, barrels, and chilled cargo, full, dry, and refrigerated containers, project cargo, heavy and special equipment, vehicles, and more. We have sailings from Canada, Houston, New Orleans, Miami, the Caribbean, Central and South America. Seaboard Marine offers the most competitive rates with a fast and dependable shipping schedule, excellent customer service, and a convenient location with plenty of parking. Visit our office, website, or call us for more information.
New Buildings Limited is the company of choice when it comes to design, fabricating, and erection of wide-span metal buildings in Belize. At New Buildings, we have a team of well-trained professionals that can produce the most innovative and durable metal structures. Be it domestic or industrial buildings, we can get it done for you. We have put together some of the most outstanding metal structures in the country. We also do estimates and consulting. Visit New Buildings in Spanish Lookout or give them a call at 631-8723 or 610-5185. New Buildings Limited, the experts when it comes to metal structures in Belize. From vineyards across the world to the heart of downtown San Ignacio, the fine wines at the Wine House are creating a buzz in both young and old alike. Located on Bluebird Street in San Ignacio, the Wine House features an excellent selection of wine and assorted cheeses. Though you may come in as strangers, the Wine House classy and casual atmosphere and friendly staff make you feel right at home. Visit the Wine House today. Welcome back to the third and final segment of Morning Matters. This time we are in the kitchen for Miss Sandra. This that the first lady or first anybody will literally get me in an apron. Check it out. I don't know apron girl. I don't even kitchen girl.
It looks quite nice on you, Rhonda. Taste of Belize with Caribbean flavors. You can't go wrong with that.
Well, probably people can find their apron or they have to come to Sandra house to get it.
You know what? They can order it online from me.
Where?
At Taste of Belize in LA.
All right.
At tasteofbelizeInLA.com.
Perfect. Well, no. When I say I did in the kitchen, I don't know where I got on. What apron? What would I make?
Well, we're making that sorrel sangria like I told you earlier. We're going to make sorrel sangria, and we're really finishing this show off today like a girlfriend show. Taking a sip and talking.
Okay, well, we have a lot for talk about, and tell me how the sip work because I'm ready for both. All right, well, let's do it. Let's do it. What we're making, how we're making it.
All right, Rhonda, I'm going to give you a little job. I have 2 oranges, and let me see. I want you to slice these thinly, not too thick.
Well, while I slice them, make a read a matter and we could discuss the matter while I slice them.
Well,
how
I
about
guess
that?
I will have to be the one slicing then.
Wait, because, I can't slice and read. I have a question. What if you're married for 2 years and suddenly your husband just pick up and leave you with your child and he calls you and he doesn't, and he calls you that he's working whether it's true or not, and then stop calling you, but he still send you money. What's the deal? I'm confused. Help.
Sounds like, is that husband living, it sounds like he's living in another country? Is he in the U.S.? Where is he?
If I don't understand what you say when you mean it's just pick up and left. When you say pick up and left, that means he gone left the country, he wake up one morning, he carry a bag. I don't understand. Maybe when we married but not live together and he may come visit and then he just never come back. I'm not sure how to take that. But if the communication that you have with your husband is not clear, call him up, tell him what what the communication you have with me is not clear. I want it fixed. This is how I suggest we fix it. If he don't agree, then let him be. What if you have a boyfriend and he's in jail and you love him, but your feelings for him is now coming to an end? What am I to do?
Oh, Lord.
Well, I'll tell you while I eat this orange. You know, when we get into a relationship, the relationship we get into is generally with the understanding that we first start out with. You probably never arrange for have one man that's locked up or away from you. That is like a long distance relationship and you're not ready for it. Visit this man in jail, find out if this is something you can cope with, if you have a future. If not, then you have to break the news to him.
Yeah, that's a very difficult situation. Anyway, Rhonda.
I'm sure you never peel there for make her eat, but okay.
I have 2 oranges and 2 white peaches, and I have a cup of pineapple because I just love pineapple in this recipe. Somehow it adds a added layer to the flavors in this thing. It just gives it an extra kick. So 2 oranges, 2 peaches, and like I said, if you're in the Caribbean and you have a different fruit, if you want to use mango, if you want to use papaya, whatever you feel, just be creative with it.
Whatever you do, watch me and when you eat out the fruits.
Oh, you will? Be careful, Rhonda.
I know, I see what you have in your hand. I'll watch you, I got my eye for you. This one says, first time watching, loving it. Stand up for the men named Drew. Well, good morning to you, Jason from Trinidad. Go ahead, tell me now.
So listen, Rhonda, this is what you can do for me.
What could I feel?
I already have the sorrel in here. I have 4 cups of sorrel. So that's the sorrel that's just ready for
drink.
Ready to you can drink that right now. And what you can do for me, Rhonda, is put these quarters of the oranges in there.
I'll have you know that my hands are clean. I washed them before I started this venture. You can trust that they're the truth. Well, and I even wipe them for my apron for good measures.
And then you
see... Wait, want that in here?
Yes, that can go in there. And you see she has on the beautiful Taste of Belize apron. Right?
Yep. I'll have to spend some more time in the kitchen now.
Definitely.
I think this marriage thing will actually work out after all.
Yeah, I mean, it look good. You stopped here first.
My future mother-in-law want thank you.
Yeah, because even if you can't cook, if you have something to drink, maybe the man will forget to eat.
You know? Well, I always say, right, I don't know if I am to cook for her every day, but I can assure you that he want to eat every day. You understand?
Definitely.
You know how quick it is for boiled eggs and make sangria? That sounds like a perfect evening to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Sangria and 2 boiled eggs. That's a serious diet the body on the pan. All that we need it. Pour this in there?
Yes, I have a cup of...
Just pour everything in there?
Yes. And that is a canned pineapple in syrup. And then I have 2 cups of Merlot.
I pour it in there too?
Red wine, yes. Merlot.
Ooh. And then
you can
stir it up?
Yes.
Then I start drinking?
No, we'll put that in the refrigerator to chill. And then afterwards, we'll drink it, all right? But that's it. If you already have the sorrel at home, guys, just get your Merlot, get the fruits that you want, put it in there, leave it for overnight because, it will...
It do better.
Yes, it will really, really just get mellow in that. And trust me, you're going to love this drink. Everybody that I had offered it to, they absolutely love it.
I want to love it. You have in all the things I like. You have sorrel, you have Merlot, and you have fruits. Put that together, it's like a full meal to me. We have some real sangria here. We have some sangria and some matters. Morning matters is winding down, but we can't leave without we drink some sangria and some matters. What's happening there now, Sandra?
Yes, girl. You will absolutely love this. This is my favorite. I'm not going to
wait. I'm gonna get out of the set because I need to get myself a spoon. Why do I need a spoon, Rhonda? Because I want some fruits.
All right.
I am all about the fruits. All right, now I'm back.
This one is chilled and it has marinated for a while. So we're going to have a blast right now, Rhonda. And cheers and congratulations to marriage, stepping forward. And thank you so much for being on.
Thank you for having me. There you go. Well, no, this will be the best morning matters ending you ever see because we have a little drink in us now. But I'll tell you, no, I think marriage is a serious step, and people that are not ready for it should not go into it. It's not easy. I feel it already. It's not easy. It's not, especially if you've lived on your own for a very long time. It's a huge adjustment, because I've really lived on my own most of my life, and to make this adjustment is you have to ready for it. You have to prepare your mind, or else. Make a read a matter for you. He said, I had a boyfriend and we were going out for 3 years. He got his wife now. The problem is that now that I have my boyfriend, my ex is always telling everybody that I still go out with the married man. He is causing me trouble with my boyfriend. I don't have any contact with my ex-boyfriend. What can I do? I'm confused. Well, I had my boyfriend. We were going out for 3 years. He got his wife now. Okay, that the boyfriend, they give trouble. The ex-boyfriend, they give trouble.
Wait, that's so hard to understand.
The ex-boyfriend is saying to people that, to the new boyfriend, that this girl is still having a relationship with the ex-boyfriend. With him. But she isn't. If he can't prove it, your husband or your new boyfriend should be able to understand.
Yeah, they have to have trust and know that if you know that you have to trust each other. You know? If
somebody come and tell me that my boyfriend is seeing Mary Jane and I know that that's not the character of my boyfriend, I wouldn't bother too much. So sit down with your guy and have a conversation with him. Stop entertaining your ex. If he call, you don't answer. The next time he call, put it on speaker if you have to answer it, and say, look, why you calling here? So that your boyfriend can have clarity. You have to try and create an atmosphere where it can be clear. All right, let's do one more matter, Miss Sandra, before you go, okay? I know you have to go. I have to go. Good morning. I am married to my wife for 13 years. Now she has cheated on me with several men, but I forgave her. Now she's in the States for 6 months and already talking about when she comes back, she is going back for the summer. What do you think about this?
Oh, man. That is difficult, because then you already have lost that bond of trust. And for her being away from you so long, you're definitely, your mind is going in all kinds of directions, you know? But, I mean, you just have to have that communication, you know? You have to find out where she's at in terms of the relationship, you know? And you guys have to come together and share your feelings. So, I mean, to gravy, you know, not because, yeah.
I think you need to sit down with your wife and find out what she really wants. Married for 13 years, maybe she's feeling a little cooped up, but from the sound of this, from what you've said, she's cheated on you, so she's broken the commitment. She's broken a lot of things. You need to ask her if she wants to be married. Yeah. If she wants to be in a marriage, if she doesn't want to be in a marriage, then you have to find a way to work that out. But if she wants to be in a marriage, then you need to set down the rules of marriage. And that does not, and it's okay for her to want to go, but she's been gone for 6 months. Yeah. And summer is right here. So, you know, she just used her visa. So 6 months, her visa will up, so she has to go home, and she's coming back in Easter. Coming back for summer. Yeah. So she needs to be careful. You need to sit down with her. Maybe you can come. I don't know how you'll work it out, but my first question is ask her if she wants to be married. Yeah. If she doesn't want to be married, then you need to know what to do. But that information is important for you to get.
Yeah, that's the key. That's why I said they have to sit down and go to gravy with that and figure out where are we headed? What do we want?
Got to gravy with it, like Miss Sandra. So Miss Sandra, thank you for stopping in this morning. It's been fun. Thank you for showing us how to make this sorrel drink. Now I can go home with a little bit more information and how to make one more thing. You know what? My kitchen skills, they grow.
Right. I need to grow in the right direction.
Literally. Is that a skinny direction?
Definitely, because like I told you, 2 other things in here is supposed to help you lose weight.
And fruit's good for you.
Hey, you can't go wrong.
This is a winner. This is definitely a winner, guys. Until next time, we encourage you to take care of yourselves and each other. This is Rhonda Crichton along with
Sandra Gillett from Taste of Belize with Caribbean Flavors.
Saying goodbye.